All right, no theory, no benchmarks, no AI hype reels. Just me building an app solo with SwiftUI and putting two of the biggest dev tools, Claude and GPT, to the test. Same project, same task, same rules, but very different results. One of them works like a chill contractor, fast, minimal questions. The other, more like a thoughtful teammate who checks in and explains every step. So yeah, in this video, I'm walking through how each one handled real tasks inside my SmartQR app and what actually helped me move forward as a solo iOS dev. Hey, I'm Daniel. I build iOS apps solo using SwiftUI, and I work a lot with AI tools like Cursor, Claude, and GPT to move faster and stay focused. If that sounds like your thing, hit subscribe. I share real workflows, experiments, and honest breakdowns of what's actually helping me build better. And if you've used either Claude or GPT in your own dev setup, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below or DM me over on Instagram at SoloSwiftCrafter. Always curious how other indie devs are using these tools. All right, let's get into it. So I've been deep in the weeds lately, working on my app SmartQR track code. And if you've been following the project, you probably know I've been messing around a lot with AI tools lately, mainly Claude 3.7 Sonnet and GPT 4.1 inside Cursor. I just wanted to get a feel for how they actually perform in the middle of a real project. Like, can they help with the real stuff? Not just little code snippets, but bigger logic, UI issues, session bugs, the kind of stuff we deal with every day. And yeah, it turns out they feel really different. So I ran both of them through some of the same tasks, same app, same rules. Just wanted to see how they'd each respond. If you caught my last video, you know I use what I call the template rules. It's just a short set of instructions to help the AI act like a senior Swift dev. Gives them a bit of context, how my table system works, how session tracking behaves, how the app's state is structured, just enough to give them a solid starting point without overloading them. But here's where things get interesting. Claude, he kinda just goes. Like, I drop in some code, maybe add a bit of context, and he gives me an answer. No plan, no check-in, just jump straight into the fix. And sometimes that's great. You're in the zone, you need a quick fix, and Claude just delivers. Efficient, fast, to the point. But when you're working on something more nuanced, like app state, shared logic between screens, maybe some tricky lifecycle stuff, Claude doesn't always stop to ask, hey, are we on the same page? Now GPT-4.1 inside Cursor, totally different experience. Same prompt, same files. But GPT will literally pause and go, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Step 1, check this. Step 2, modify that. Step 3, test behavior. And then it asks, want to move forward with this? Like, I don't know. It feels like it's working with me. Once I give it the green light, it does the work, then comes back and says, here's what I changed, here's where to find it, and here's what you might want to improve next. What? That's the stuff I love. Not just raw code, but actual awareness of the flow. And inside Cursor, I can see the diffs, review the changes, roll things back. It's neat, clean, structured. Feels like you've got a quiet teammate who also happens to write really solid Swift. Another test I tried was a more open-ended one, like, hey, how should we handle animated transitions between Pomodoro work and break states? Claude gave me a straight answer, one option. It was fine, it worked, but again, no check-in. No questions like, do you want a crossfade or a spring animation? Or should this be driven by a state enum or just with view transitions? GPT, though, full-on brainstorms, gave me a few options, asked which vibe I was going for, and even suggested fallback ideas if I wanted to support older iOS versions. So, yeah, GPT feels more like a collaborator. Claude feels more like a contractor. One's trying to help you build, the other is just trying to solve. Both have their strengths. Claude is perfect when I just want something fast, like fixing a view modifier bug or renaming a few bindings. But for things where the why matters, like when the structure of the code ties into future features, GPT is just better at helping me think it through. Also, and this is subtle but important, GPT remembers things a little better. Like if we agreed earlier to use a certain architecture or naming style, it tends to stick with it. Claude sometimes forgets and gives you a fresh take every time. Another fun difference is tone. GPT is all like, okay, here's a plan. Let me know if you want to continue. Very thoughtful. Claude's more like, done. Here's the fix. So which one's better? Honestly, it really depends on what stage of the build I'm in. If I'm prototyping fast, like just trying to validate a flow or clean up a minor bug, or when I know exactly what I want and I just need it done, Claude's great. He jumps in, gets out of the way, and doesn't ask too many questions. But if I'm building something more strategic, say shaping a new feature, refactoring a core part of the app, or thinking through how different parts of the project interact, GPT feels more like a partner, someone I can bounce ideas off, someone who helps me slow down and make better decisions. And the truth is, in a solo dev workflow, that flexibility matters a lot because you're not just coding, you're product thinking, designing, debugging, building for scale all at once. So yeah, I'm still switching between both. I keep Claude open for quick tactical fixes, and I lean on GPT inside Cursor when I want structure and flow, when I want to talk it out. Some days I want a sidekick, someone to just handle it. Some days I want a co-pilot, someone to help me fly the thing, right? But that's just me. I'm really curious how you're using these tools. Are you deep into Cursor? Are you building full flows with Claude? Do you use them like teammates or just treat them like smarter Stack Overflow? Let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram at @SoloSwiftCrafter. I love seeing how other solo devs are navigating this stuff. That's it for this one. Hope it gave you a real feel for how these tools stack up in actual dev work. If you've tried Claude or GPT in your own projects, let me know in the comments. I'm super curious how others are using them. And if you're into solo dev, SwiftUI, or using AI to speed up your workflow, go ahead and subscribe. I've got more videos coming soon, including how I actually use Cursor to structure entire features with Claude and GPT. Thanks for watching. Peace.